Hey, Ben.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What's up?
Hey, did you get those surveys I sent over in the mail?
Surveys? What surveys?
Well, I need some information from the folks over where you're working, and so I mailed you some surveys for you to pick up.
You mailed me? No, I don't. I barely check my mailbox.
Well, I need the information. I'm gonna have to get all the surveys back and then put it all into a spreadsheet so that I can run and crunch the numbers.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Right now, how are we talking?
Well, we're over the computer and kind of like the phone, but you're over at your place and I'm at mine.
Yeah, that's right. I'm certainly not sitting there next to you, and we're able to still have this conversation. So, do you think maybe instead of mailing me a bunch of paper surveys that you want me to distribute, and then what, mail back to you, or do you need me to drive them to your house? Do you
Well,
think there's a
actually,
better
I'd
way?
like you to type them all into the spreadsheet for me if you could.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about there's some other options.
Okay, like what?
Okay, so have you ever heard of Google Forms?
I've heard of it.
All right. So many times people use Google Forms to collect maybe just information about who's bringing potato salad to a picnic, right? Well, did you know that you can really use this well in education, collect survey information, and you could have students even collect data from really across the globe to anybody that has that link, not necessarily the mailing address that you just sent to, and they can access that form.
So, are you saying that we could actually work with another school or class and collect data collaboratively?
Am I saying? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Absolutely. You can collect that data on a form, and guess where that form data goes, Ben?
To a spreadsheet?
Hey, instead of it coming to you one at a time, and then you have to enter it in, or more likely get one of your kids to enter it in, instead, all of that data goes right to a spreadsheet.
Well, that would be really helpful.
Yes. So I tell you what, we're going to show in a minute here a link so that not only you, but the rest of the viewing audience that's watching this sorry display of collecting data, we're going to let them see exactly how to get it done.
For a way to take collaborative data, a good way to do that is through a Google form. I'm in my Drive folder, and if I go to New, I can go down to More in Google Forms. Now, I should point out that although this is what my Drive folder looks like, this is the newest version, and it changes over time, and so you may have to go somewhere else in order to find that. When I go to Google Forms, I can click and go in and say, this will be the title of my form that people will see. So I'll call it collecting data. And in the first question, I usually put in group ID or student names or something like that. And then you can put in some help text as well. I'm going to make this question be a text window. So their answer will go in here. You can choose to make it a required question if you want. And then I'll hit done. Now I need to add another item, and I'm going to add a text box. And what will be important is that I put in the data that I'm looking for. So let's suppose I'm looking for temperature data. And then I might put in the help text, enter your information in, we'll say, degrees Celsius. So that'll give them a little bit of a hint. Now, they'll put their answer in here. I can also go under advanced settings and I can put in data validation and make sure that it's a number, and I can even choose where I want it to be, and then I can hit done. And then if I need another value, I could also put in something else. So if I'm doing temperature and maybe I'm doing latitude, and again I'll hit done. So now I've set up to collect my data. Over here where it says send form, I can click on that and it'll give me a link that I can share out, or I can embed it in, or tweet it out. All types of things that I can do that when I'm done. I can also go and take a look at what that live form is going to look like. So this is what that live form will look like, and I'll put in some data to help. And I'm going to put in group ID. I'm group number 1. The temperature is 22 degrees Celsius at a latitude of, we'll say 40. And I hit submit. And then if I needed to go back and I could put my value in, I could do that here. Now, I'm going to go back into, I'm just going to go back to my form, and I can click on View Responses. And when I do that, it actually opens up the spreadsheet where my data is. And so you can see that I had put in my data and my value, and it's right here ready for me to graph or analyze however I might want. So that's how you can collect data at a distance. Just simply send out the link to the form, and then on the back side you'll have a spreadsheet that comes in. If you want more information, you can visit our website, edtechinnovators.com, and go to our resources tab. And if you click there, you'll see right here it says creating a wiki environment for surveys and feedback. That's actually a video that will take you through how to create a form, embed the form into a wiki, embed your response into the wiki so that you get the spreadsheet, and how you can even get a graph that will be updated every 5 minutes so that students can get a live picture of what's happening as they take their data.
So now, Ben, does it kind of make sense after you watch that video on how to create a Google form and have the data go right into the spreadsheet, why I grimaced a bit when you told me you were mailing me surveys to fill out and send back to you in a spreadsheet?
It does make a lot of sense. Of course, you grimace all the time, but now I understand how it's going to save me time in being able to collect data. And even better, we won't have to be together.
That's perfect. So I'm glad that I could once again help you out, and I hope, more importantly, that we helped our audience out. So I hope that you were able to really benefit from this training or this video, and certainly look for our videos in the future.
And take a look and think about the applications that you can use this type of data collection process for. So you can collect data at a distance with a class down the hall or a class across the street, and you can start to create large data sets, which will give your students the opportunity to do some really neat analysis of the data.